Girlfriend's choice. I've done this type of video a few times here on the channel, and the title tells you exactly what you need to know. I had my girlfriend come down here into the fragrance lair and look through my entire collection. Sky's the limit. Anything she could get her hands on or her nose on, she could pick and put into this video where we kind of go over her favorite spring, summertime, warm weather fragrances for men out there. And so what's so nice about a video like this is it gives a woman's perspective, and also she's not just going off of what she likes the smell of. Like if she were to pick one of these up and smell it, she's going off of what she likes me to wear, what she likes to smell on me. And that's important, you know. There can be fragrances out there that women may like the smell of, but they may not like the smell of it on a dude, if that makes sense. So these are fragrances that she likes to smell on myself, and so that kind of gives you an idea of how these are going to work in terms of getting a lady's reactions, compliments, whatever you may be after. Because I think you and I can both agree that there's going to be some fragrances that us guys really like to wear, but women may not be so crazy about it. So I will provide links to all of these down below to discounters, so you can check them out and pick them up if you're interested. Again, she had free reign. I helped her a little bit. She kind of wanted some guidance on kind of what to look for, but for the most part, this was her own thing. I did not influence her at all. This was whatever she wanted to throw in, and she did a very nice job. I'm excited. And I also have to say I'm super excited about one of the first ones that she picked. It's the new ACQUA Eau de Parfum. So I've been testing this one a lot. I've been wearing it a lot, which is probably part of the reason why she gravitated towards this one immediately, because she loves Profondo on my skin a lot. I've talked about that before. She's a big fan of Profumo as well. She likes this line. And as I've been testing this one, she's been smelling and she's been like, wow, that's amazing stuff. And it really is super, super nice. Fully available here in the US now. Will be that first link down below. It's got mineral notes, sea notes, orange, lavender, clary sage. This is a much more mature and aromatic take on the original DNA, and it does an amazing job. Really brings it back to life, it updates it, and yet it still maintains that mass appeal, that masculine sexiness, that modern ACQUA DNA, just tweaked a little bit. Very nice scent, and you'll find that this is going to do very well for you. Up next, we have a favorite of both of ours. This is DIOR Sauvage, and this happens to be the Eau de Toilette. This is kind of what she was reaching for here. So we've got bergamot, black pepper, and Ambrox, and you guys know the drill. She's always liked Sauvage on me. Ever since the very beginning, it's been a fragrance that I wore a lot throughout summertime, spring and summer, warm weather, and the performance is always so good. Always lasts through an entire day, you know, so if we're having a lot of fun in the summertime out doing, you know, fun activities on the water or whatever, just being outside, this is one that's along for the whole ride. It's not a fragrance where it maybe sticks around for, you know, half the day or 5 hours or something, and then, oh, it's gone, and now we don't have a fragrance to smell anymore. Like, when I spray this one on in the morning or in the afternoon, it's going for the entire day. It's not stopping until I wash it off or go to sleep and wake up the next morning. So it's a great scent, very versatile, very mass-pleasing, smells great in the warm weather. And while it's a fragrance that's not going to excite people anymore, I would say if you asked most women out there their opinion on this one, it's still going to rank in a lot of videos. And this is kind of proof right here. This is another one of the first ones that she chose to put in this video. That's saying something. Up next, a little bit of a different pick, which shocked me. I'm surprised she chose this one, but she really liked it. You know, it was one where she smelled it. She's like, wow, that's really nice. So this one is BLEU NOIR, okay? I've tried to say the name so many times, I'm giving up. It's BLEU NOIR. You can look up the rest. It's an Eau de Toilette Intense or Extreme. We've got citruses, musk, cedarwood. Very bright, very fresh. Nice pressurized atomizer on this one. But, oh man, it's really, really nice. You know, even for me, it gives me that wow reaction. And I've smelled a lot of things. This is not a cheapie, but it's also not super expensive either. It's kind of in that mid-range. My girlfriend smelled this one. She was down here checking it out. She's like, ooh, for sure this one here. She wanted this to be in the video because it has that woody depth, but it also has that citrus, that musk. Very modern, very masculine, very clean, and somewhat trendy smelling. Smells great for the warm weather. Up next, we have a newer one from PRADA. This is Luna Rossa Ocean. So one of the first things that she said when she sprayed this one on was that it reminded her of grape soda. And so immediately I was like, oh, I got grape soda for you. And I picked up DUNHILL Icon. You guys are all aware of that one. And I sprayed it, and she's like, wow, that does smell like grape soda. But between DUNHILL Icon and the PRADA, she chose the PRADA. Lavender, Iris, Bergamot, Clary Sage. It's not blue fragrance, but it's trendy in a way. Very much it is trendy. It's kind of sweet, citrusy. Prada's blue fragrance, of course, is going to be carbon, right? It has a little bit of a sweet character like YSL Eau de Parfum. However, it doesn't really necessarily smell like YSL Eau de Parfum. You know, it's utilizing the iris, the creaminess, the sweetness, but it does have this kind of blue smell and a grape soda smell. I do have to agree with that. Definitely going to be a huge mass pleaser. She loves how this one smells. And you know me, I'm a big contender for DUNHILL Icon. Love that stuff. But you know, when it comes to what women think about it, between the two, if you want a grape soda smelling fragrance that's also going to be getting you more compliments, it would probably be the PRADA here. She really likes this one. I think it's great for springtime because it's kind of aromatic and a little bit sweet. Smells fantastic. I'm a big fan of it. Next up, a very obvious one, at least it was for her and myself. I knew she was going to put this one in here. It's Parfums de Marly Greenleigh. So I've talked about this one here on the channel, and I've told you the story. When I first got it in, I was spraying it up in the air, and it made its way across the room over to her. She was like, what did you just spray? It's not something that happens very often anymore. I'm spraying new things literally almost every day. And so at this point, she smelled so many things just like I have. And so her tolerance and, you know, kind of her expectations are much higher now as well. But when she smelled Greenleigh for the first time, she was thoroughly impressed. And she loves this stuff on me, which is nice because I also happen to really like it as well. Apple, musk, bergamot, and oak moss. It's a green fragrance, very green, aromatic, but still very citrusy and bright also. Perfect for springtime. Absolutely perfect. But also it's going to work great as we roll into summertime as well. Smells great. Good performance as well. Very good performance. Very strong stuff. And a big mass pleaser. Up next, another one that I knew was going to be in this video. We have Hugo Boss Reversed. Grapefruit, vetiver, and rosemary are some of the main notes. I believe we did a video together a couple summers back, or maybe she wasn't in it. Or maybe she was. I can't remember. I know I was shooting it outside, and if she wasn't in it, she was off camera when I was talking about this, when I was reviewing it. There's a nice backdrop behind me. If you go look at that review, that's what it was. So this one she loves. I also really love it as well. You guys know this fragrance kind of really kind of jumped and did very well for itself after I kind of brought it up. I mean, for good reason. It has a little bit of a comparison to Elysium, but it also has its own thing going on. And for me, when it comes to all of the Hugo Boss canteen style fragrances in this type of bottle, this is one of the best, if not the best. Because it has more depth, it has more richness. The performance is above average, especially for this line. And the price is also amazing. Now it's finally down to about $30 or so. There for a good while, it was $50, $60 and above. So you can get this one for a really good price. And it's a great pickup. You know, it's one that smells great in spring, smells great in summertime. It could be one of those all year round dumb reach fragrances. And I knew she was going to put this one in here. I didn't say anything about it, all right? I tried not to lead her direction here, but she was looking through and she's like, where's Hugo Boss Reverse? I'm like, oh, it's right here. I knew this was going to make it, and I'm glad it did. Up next, one that surprised me that she liked it, and it's funny with this one, when she sprayed it, she said it kind of smelled a little bit like bananas, which I didn't really pick up on that before, and we're talking about spraying it up in the air here. But I didn't really pick up on that before until she brought it up, and now, especially off the opening, I do get a little bit of a banana smell, but it's Halloween Man Hero. C notes, amber extreme, and grapefruit are some of the main notes. So when you spray it up in the air, you kind of get a little bit of that banana smell, which is kind of weird, but you do pick up on it. On skin, it's way less prominent. She prefers the smell of this one on my skin. She likes when I wear this one. And I actually really like it as well. You know, it's another one of those newer fragrances that's easy to hate on. Kind of like the PRADA we talked about, Ocean. But when you actually give these a chance and you smell them and you wear them and you see the type of feedback you get, it kind of changes your mind a little bit. And for me, I've got to say, especially as the price is coming down, this is a really nice pickup. Another one that I knew she was going to pick because she adores this fragrance as well, Versace Man Eau Fresh. We've got starfruit, bergamot, citruses, musk, all of that stuff. Very tropical, very fun, very playful, very vacation oriented. Smells great. Love the musky dry down of this one. It's masculine while still maintaining a vacation, tropical, Mediterranean, citrusy smell. And a lot of times that can be a little bit difficult because you've got all these citruses and maybe these fruits, and that could either put it in the unisex category or sometimes even feminine leaning. But this one still maintains the ground of a masculine approach. It's still a Versace man after all, right? It still has that masculine smell in the dry down. Smells fantastic. This is another one that I am requested to wear often throughout spring and summertime. And again, you guys know the history that I have with this one. I'm okay with that. I'm glad she likes it as well. Second to last fragrance, we have DUNHILL Icon Racing. So again, the original Icon, that one kind of got the boot for this video. But Icon Racing, she smelled and she liked a good amount. Now this one is going to be in the more mass-pleasing direction. We've got grapefruit, orange blossom, lavender. It kind of has a little bit of an Invictus, Aqua / Invictus smell. But it has this kind of a slightly warm, spicy, woody undertone to it as well, which is kind of different. Not going to be one for the enthusiast or like the hardcore collector who is after something different and unique. But from a woman's perspective, it smells great. She likes this one on my skin. She thinks it smells great. It's just one of those people pleasers, man. That's what DUNHILL was after with this one, and they definitely did that really, really well. They achieved their goals there. And last up for this video, we have NAUTICA VOYAGE. So, man, I was also really pumped up when she chose this one. She's like, oh, NAUTICA VOYAGE. And I'm like, really? Like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, NAUTICA VOYAGE. I'm like, all right. I can't argue with that. I love this stuff. It's got apple. It's got green notes, musk, lotus. Smells amazing. I mean, it's kind of cool how it came full circle. Two fragrances I have a lot of history with ended up in this video, and I didn't even choose them. So that's really awesome. And that kind of shows, even though this is a cheapie, like very cheap, and it's been out for a long time, and the Versace here has also been out for a long, long time, they still work. There's nothing about these that are dated or old school or, you know, they don't work anymore. Couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, these fragrances, they still kill it. Guess what? My girlfriend smelled this so many times, Voyage. She loves it. She's never once said that it smells like a $15 cheap piece of crap fragrance. She knows it's cheap. She knows it's affordable. She recommends this fragrance to people at work if, you know, the girls there are looking for a fragrance for their boyfriend or husband or whatever. She recommends this stuff and she tells them like, yo, this one's affordable, get it. Never once has she been like, oh, it's synthetic, it's cheap, everyone wears this, the whole spiel that the fragrance snobs will give you. No one cares about that stuff, right? This smells good. It's a good performer for the price. It gets you compliments. That's what most of you are here for. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for me. 10 fragrances for spring and summer, chosen by my girlfriend. Great picks here, great choices. I'm very happy with this one. Again, something a little bit different in here. The BLEU Noir, I think is amazing. Love it. This was her favorite out of the others. So there's, what is it? BLEU Noir, Eau de Parfum, and Eau de Toilette, right? These two here. But she likes the Eau de Toilette Extreme the most. So this kind of the lightest and freshest one. Still woody, but also still kind of their cologne version in a way. That was her favorite out of them. Nice selection here. If you're after compliments, if you're after mass appeal, this is a great, great starting point. Links to these will be down below. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.